In this video, we're going to find out how to find the length of one of the shorter sides in a right angle triangle using Pythagoras' theorem. We previously learned this, that the longest side in a right angle triangle, which is opposite the right angle, is called the hypotenuse. And Pythagoras' theorem states that the hypotenuse squared is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So finding a shorter side, and this is example 1. So we've got a triangle here with lengths 39, 89 and x. And firstly we should notice that there is a right angle, so therefore we can use Pythagoras' theorem. Now, as always, I need to look for my hypotenuse, which is across from the right angle, and that's 89 in this instance. So I'm going to substitute into my formula. 89 squared is equal to x squared plus 39 squared. Now, this looks slightly different from what we did yesterday when we were finding the hypotenuse, because yesterday the x was already the subject of the formula, the x was positioned here. But we don't have that just now. So we would like x squared at this point to be the subject of our formula, but currently x squared also has a 39 squared being added onto it. So we need to subtract 39 squared from both sides of the equation, and that gets us x squared being equal to 89 squared minus 39 squared. That gives us 6,400 if you enter that into your calculator, and that's for x squared, and we would like x to be the subject of our formula. So we need to square root both sides of the equation to leave us with x equals 80, and we're working in centimetres. So just now would be a good time, folks, to pause the video and take this down as a note in your notes jotter, and then we'll come back and we'll look at a second example. Okay, so example 2. So this time we've got another right angle triangle, funnily enough, and we've got lengths 2.9 metres, 2 metres and a question mark next to the shortest side there. So we firstly observe that there's a right angle, which allows us to use Pythagoras' theorem. We can then look for our hypotenuse, which is 2.9 metres, because that's the length which is across from the right angle. It's opposite the right angle. So substituting into our formula then, h is 2.9. So we have 2.9 squared is equal to the question mark squared plus 2 squared. Now we need the question mark squared to be the subject of our formula, but there's currently a 2 squared being added onto this. So we need to subtract our 2 squared from each side, giving us question mark squared is equal to 2.9 squared minus 2 squared. If you calculate the right hand side in your calculator, you will get question mark squared equals 4.41. And then square rooting both sides, question mark will be equal to 2.1 centimetres.